Welcome back to another U.S. immigration law video where we try to clarify U.S. immigration. In this video, I'm directing the conversation specifically towards Canadians and how this government shutdown impacts Canadians in the immigration process, what you need to know, and what you need to be concerned about. So the government shutdown was effective October 1st, so we are now 1 day into the government shutdown because Congress failed to pass a budget to fund federal government operations. Now, how does this impact Canadians in the immigration process? So I'm just going to give a quick rundown so you understand how this may or may not impact you. The number one question we get, and I was just finished a consultation with an individual who had this specific question, is this going to impact my ability to apply for a TN at a port of entry or pre-flight inspection? The answer is no. CBP will continue to operate under this government shutdown, so you shouldn't see an impact in your ability to not only apply for a TN, but also an L1 visa at a port of entry or through pre-flight inspection. CBP continues to operate. Now, could you experience longer wait times than normal? Yes, but they have in years past and are still currently processing TN and L1 visa applications and all other visa applications at a port of entry. If you're coming as a visitor, if you're coming through on an H-1B or whatever it might be at a port of entry, then you are continued to process and be admitted under those. E-visas, so if you're getting E1 as a trader and E2 as an investor, the consulates do remain open during government shutdown. Now, again, this could slow down processing for those, and the wait times have increased here recently, and you could see even longer wait times, but they will continue to process E-visas. Immigrant visas in Montreal, so if you're coming to the United States on a green card and getting an immigrant visa for entry to the United States, then the consulate remains open and they are continuing to process immigrant visa applications as well. And again, you might experience longer than normal wait times and delays because of that. So a rundown of the agencies that handle U.S. immigration and what you need to know as a Canadian and how this might impact you. Well, USCIS is the main agency for U.S. immigration, and that's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. They are funded entirely by filing fees, so government shutdown impacts them zero. So they will continue to operate as normal because of their funding system, and that it comes from filing fees and not the government budget. So you're not going to see any impact as far as that goes. Again, CBP, border crossings remain open, and they will continue to process T and L1 visas at port of entries. Again, you're probably going to face longer wait times, but other than that, it will remain open. Now, the Department of Labor is the biggest impact, and this is where if you are in the green card process, you're going to see a big impact. And this is what happens every time the government shuts down because the Department of Labor is impacted by funding. That means any prevailing wage determination requests or any 9089 perm applications, those are all on hold when the Department of Labor shuts down due to funding and government shutdown. So that's bad news if you're in the immigration process and going through a prevailing wage determination or labor certification. Those wait times are already crazy long. They've never recovered since COVID, and this is just going to create additional backlogs. Now, they'll continue to receive cases, which isn't really good because it's just going to create a longer and longer backlog. So more cases are going to be filed without anybody working on them. So the process of getting a green card is going to be impacted and delayed. The more days this shutdown goes, the longer those backlogs are going to become. So that's the biggest impact of these shutdowns. Now, for immigration courts, court hearings for both detained and non-detained cases will continue as usual. And then also enforcement operations with ICE, and also CVIS operations for student programs. Those all remain open, so they're going to continue to enforce immigration laws, and students are going to be able to going to be able to enter the United States to study as well. So those are the biggest impacts for Canadians. If you follow the conversation, it shouldn't impact you all that much as a Canadian, other than maybe increased wait times. If you are in the green card process, you're going to see the biggest impact, and that's employment-sponsored immigration because of the Department of Labor shutdown, with the government shutdown as well. If you have any other questions about U.S. immigration, that's what we do. If you haven't already, please follow our channel. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends, family, and others out there that you think might find this content helpful. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.